Hello and welcome to the Ascension Football Show. Every week here, right here, we give you the latest developments in the world of football and here in TNT. Today, we head to the beach. Beach soccer is on the front burner, and we have the Association President of Trinidad and Tobago, Kyle Likwai, here with us. Here's what's coming up on the Ascension.
He is a FIFA instructor, FC Barcelona, Spain national. Our job is really a tough job. We have to make decisions before something. So, you get my chance.
Let's head straight to our big story this week. Yes, beach soccer on the front burner, and it's bubbling because we now have in Trinidad and Tobago former Spain and Barcelona beach soccer player Ramiro Amarello as our head coach. He's at the helm of our national beach soccer team, and we are getting ready for the soccer qualification, the beach soccer qualification World Cup that will take place in Russia 2021. Trinidad and Tobago are among 12 nations that will participate in the 2021 CONCACAF qualifying tournament, and that runs from the 17th of May in Costa Rica, the top 2 teams advancing to that World Cup in Russia. And I'm happy to have with me today the president of the Trinidad and Tobago Beach Soccer Association, none other than Mr. Kyle Likwai. Kyle, welcome.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Beach soccer stealing the headlines, Kyle. You must be happy.
Of course, I'm ecstatic. I mean, every 2 years we have qualifiers, and we saw how the situation was playing out with the pandemic, so we were kind of on edge, trying to figure out what's going to happen, with this upcoming tournament. And we saw, international tournaments being cancelled, so we weren't sure what was happening. So we're happy that we have a option to play this year.
Yeah, talk to me about the pandemic, because the pandemic affected, as I said, everything and everyone. Yeah. So beach soccer would obviously been affected in terms of even planning for a tournament. What was that like? How challenging was that leading up to this tournament?
Of course, I mean, being on the sand, it's the best place to be for footballers, and not getting a chance to train would have been hard for the guys. So we had to go in a different direction. We had to look at technology, we had to look at data analytics, and also personal development. So what we did was we worked on developing an app for the players to all download from our beach soccer community the different plays that we will be working on, so different formations. If we go from a 3-1 formation into a 2-2, different things that they can look at and understand from the tactical standpoint of the game. And then our physio would have given them work to do from a personal development standpoint, stretches, exercises, just to stay, a little fit at home, so they wouldn't come back out, too far behind. So we've been working on that throughout the pandemic and just waiting for the call from CONCACAF and FIFA to find out if it is that we'll be playing. And when we did get the call, we were happy to know that we did that work over the last year or so with the boys, and it was now just to get on the sand now to try and execute and get themselves, technically prepared.
So you were coaching virtually?
Yeah, virtual preparation. We had to shift, but everyone was just antsy to come back on the sand. Yeah. So, the mental side of it too, the psychological side of the players not being on the sand, that also had an impact on them, and also nutrition. So we were trying our best to make sure, we can provide vitamins and different things for players to use while they're at home. So we're just happy that we're able to come through that difficult time and look forward to 2021.
Over the last week or so, the big headlines would have been the appointment of a new coach, and a high-profile coach at that. Tell me how you pulled that off. Ramiro Amarello. He had some profile coming here.
Oh, so you saw it?
I saw the headlines. I said, you're stealing the headlines. Beach soccer stealing the headlines.
Yes, I mean, it's indeed a pleasure to have Ramiro here.
Yeah.
Ramiro is a quite qualified coach. He is a FIFA instructor, FC Barcelona, Spain national player. Probably he's the face of the sport historically. So he's like the Michael Jordan of beach soccer. And having him on our shows was a great accomplishment. It's been 4 years of discussions, just working with him, because he's been here before in a consultation capacity, working with the players on the sand. But now having him at the helm is a whole different element of him being the head coach. And he's not coming by himself. He's bringing two other persons with him, one being Maria Gordo, who is a sports psychologist as well as a goalkeeping coach, to work on the mental toughness of the players. And he's also bringing an assistant coach, Jaime Paz, who specializes in analytics, video analytics, taking videos and bringing it into computer generation and learning and understanding the movement of players technologically. So he has a great complement of persons around him, and we believe it'll be a great chance for our boys to lift our level to international preparation.
No, Kyle, beach soccer in Trinidad and Tobago,
Yes.
I think over the last decade, to say the least,
Yeah.
growing
Yes.
and growing. For those who may not be so aware that it's really a thing now, and,
Right.
and I mean, of course, FIFA has granted World Cups and
Yes.
organized it in a particular way. Talk to me about our players and how do we gather our players? Do we take players from the grass
Right.
and put them on the sand?
Well, that's the hardest part because
Because I played on the sand and it was ridiculous.
right, of course. Most of the players who come from the grass and the first chance that they play, they falling over the ball because I mean it's a very technical game. The ball is in the air, a lot of chest traps, bicycles, volleys. You know, goalkeepers are very agile. You know, very good throwers. So we have to make sure that the persons are able to adapt to the sand and understanding the balance, you know, their weight, their strength. So what we've been doing, we started off with a tournament every year in Tobago, getting teams from Tobago and Trinidad to play in this tournament, all right, the Tobago Beach Soccer Tournament, to give them exposure to the sport. And as we developed the tournament, players started to get experience and we brought international teams in. So when we brought these international teams in, players are now seeing the game and playing the game at a higher level because now they're seeing how these international teams are playing. And we would do camps, we would go around the place, mostly in the rural areas. We would Moruga, Toko, Maracas, you know, mostly in the coastal areas where we'd have some access to beaches to do some training. And over the time, players would have developed the sport, take a liking to it because of the excitement, the acrobatics, the athleticism. And we started getting players opportunities to go back to Europe with these clubs and play and train in their environment.
Local players.
So we have players that played in Portugal, Switzerland, Russia, Italy, Brazil, playing beach soccer, and they make euros playing out there, and they get a chance to play about 4 months of beach soccer because of the weather. They could only play in the summertime in Europe. So it's good for young players who want to get involved in an different version of the game. To get the exposure and opportunity to not just represent the country, but also to play outside as a professional beach soccer player during the summer months.
As the president of the association locally, do you sense that we, as a national society, embracing beach soccer as a thing?
Yeah, so when you go into the communities, you see it a lot. So when we're in Tobago, I mean, the whole of Plymouth, Black Rock, those communities, they come out and they all interested in playing. So we've done a lot of work on the sand in those areas. And then commercially, we've been able to get a lot of sponsors, corporate partners coming on board. Anytime we have a campaign, we get some really good sponsors. And it's because of the work that we've been doing with the younger players, but also the successes that we would have had. I mean, we started in 2013 was our first tournament with CONCACAF, and we got, baptism of fire, right? But since 2013, we've qualified for the quarterfinals every single time, 2015, 2017, and 2019. And sometimes we have done that without having an international coach.
Right.
Our last qualifiers, we lost to Mexico 5-4 in Mexico in 2019, and Mexico went to the World Cup. And we did that with a player coach. So what do we do, right, in terms of increasing the preparation to give us a better chance, not just against those bigger teams, but also developing the younger players to come into the mix. And that's why I think having a coach like Ramiro would not just work on the qualification side of it, but also addressing that area that you spoke of, but getting the people to understand what the sport is about, education of the sport. Because as a FIFA instructor, he can do courses down here as well.
Right, and expose more players, more coaches.
Correct.
Everything. Facilities is something that's on my mind because you're speaking about Tobago a lot.
Yeah.
So where do you get the sand? Do you go to beaches and have areas put aside?
That has been a challenge. I mean, I think we've been developing the sport in a lab because we want to build the product, and we have been challenged with the facilities. I mean, to play an official beach soccer game with FIFA regulations, we don't have anywhere in Trinidad and Tobago that has the dimensions to play an international beach soccer match. Nowhere. Tobago, Turtle Beach is the only place that has sand that we can mark out the dimensions, but because of the environmental concern of turtle nesting, we can only use 6 months out of the year in Tobago. Right now in Trinidad, we have a training facility at Atto Boland Stadium, but it's just for training. We have a sand pit, but we can't use it for international matches because the dimensions are not to FIFA's regulations. So we are still looking and trying to develop a plan where we can get a sand pit in South, one probably somewhere in La Hoquita, one somewhere in northern side of Trinidad, and have sand pits, which is what they do in Europe, because some countries are landlocked, but they have 10 sand pits, right? And they play beach soccer circuits throughout the summer. So we're looking to see how we can develop a sand area in different parts where we just mark out a space and we can train there. And that's what we're hoping to do, because I believe not just for beach soccer players, but the cross-training opportunity for grass footballers. Players can work on their strength, they can work on their explosiveness, they can work on their speed, agility, technique. And FC Barcelona, they have a sand pit where Messi, Suarez, all these guys, they train on sand as well.
Right. So there could be a little cross-pollination
happening
as well.
Correct. So a grass player developing himself, I think, should be exposed to multiple versions of football, whether it's futsal, whether it's beach soccer, whether it's foot volley and grass football, because when I go to Brazil, I've been to Brazil 3 or 4 times, and all the players are playing different seasons, different versions of the game.
Wow.
So when you see a Ronaldinho, you want to know how he can play beach soccer, how he can play futsal, how he can play grass. He's been exposed to that cross preparation on all surfaces that can help make him a complete player.
That actually was what I wanted to get at, and I was getting at earlier. Let me come back to the player.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering whether or not we have had to develop a unique grasp, a unique sand player.
Right.
Can a player from which is basically what you're saying, the likes of Messi and so on doing. Can we take our players, let's say on a national level, on grass, and make them into a beach soccer player? Right,
of course, and it'll be over a matter of time once they get exposed and understand. Because what happens is that balancing your weight on the sand, it's a little different if you just come straight off the grass.
Yeah.
So it'll take a little time for them, but persons who have a good initial technical ability, I believe they can adapt to it. And also players who are able to figure out how to play in a small-sided game, you know, because it's 5v5, it's not 11 on 11, so you have to play more in tighter spaces. Those players tend to do really well in the sport, but it can happen.
And I think these players with the greater skill set as well. Skillful players.
Sometimes we play a whole training session for about 10-15 minutes and the ball doesn't touch the sand.
Right.
You know, it's controlling the ball on your thigh, you're looking up, you know, you're trying to make plays while the ball is in the air. So we have a lot of technically gifted players, and some of them would have developed that over about 2 or 3 years of just sticking to this sport.
All right, so Kylie Kwai is here with us. So he's the president of the Trinidad Beach Soccer Association. And just to, as I said, put some information out there, 12 teams will be battling in the CONCACAF region: Bahamas, Belize, Costa Rica, the Dominican Republic, El Salvador, Guadeloupe, Guatemala, Mexico, Panama, Trinidad and Tobago, Turks and Caicos, and the USA. That's 12 teams battling. They go into a 12 team, three groups.
3 groups of 4,
3 groups of 4. Top teams come out, and then a semi-final.
Well, quarter-final. So
quarter-final.
Yeah, quarter-final, then semis,
then final. Semis, and then only the top 2 teams qualified.
2 teams qualified to the World Cup, correct.
So we have done, as I said, we have had, let me go through the years again. Kyle mentioned the 2015, 2017, and 2019, we've made the quarterfinals.
Correct.
Kyle, what are our chances as we get ready for this tournament in this unique pandemic year? What are our chances to get past the quarterfinal round?
I think our chances are great. I mean, having a coach coming in, having a long preparation period, not just on the sand, but mental coaching, having nutrition and a proper diet. I think this level of preparation would be the highest that we would have had. And if I compare that to what we would have had in the past, right, and we making it to the quarterfinals, I believe this extra nudge may push us into a further stage of the tournament, and we can only play and prepare for ourselves. We have our positions, they're doing their part, but I think with our preparation we'll do really well. And every time we lost in the quarterfinal, that team is the team that went to the World Cup. So
you play the big team.
Yeah, so we played the team, and for example, as I said, Mexico was 5-4.
Yeah.
We lost to Costa Rica in 2015, 2-1. So the scores were right there. Right, and we are still fresh in the sport. Mexico has been playing the sport since 2005. Costa Rica as well. So we're one of the new kids on the block, but we've been able to make a lot of strides over the past few years in a short space of time.
Yeah, excellent. Looking at the tournament, are you guys ready? All I's dotted and T's crossed, finances in place? Well, when do you leave for Costa Rica?
Well, that's the thing. We're working on that right now because we were thinking about leaving a little early just to get acclimatized to the environment.
Yeah, and that would be high altitude there, Costa Rica.
Yeah, Costa Rica as well. Yeah, so we want to get acclimatized to the environment. Also with the COVID protocols, we're still waiting for information from on their end as well.
Right.
But for us, we want to go in there early. From a financial standpoint, I mean that's my job too, right? That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
As I said, every year we've been very thankful for corporate support. Also, we've gotten support from the FA and also assistance from the government. And we've always been able to get everything that we need at that time to go to tournaments. So with this level of planning and preparation so far, I'm hoping that everything comes through before we get to leave.
Yeah. Coach Ramiro speaks good English?
Yeah, I mean, it's gotten better over the years.
So communication with the players is fine.
And he knows the players, a lot of them individually, because he would have seen them here before and also worked with them in Europe. So he has an understanding of some of the players. He was highly sought after. We are the first country in the Western Hemisphere to have him. I mean, other countries were trying to get him for this qualifier, and he committed to Trinidad and Tobago, so we're happy for that.
Yeah, excellent. Wishing the team all the best, Kyle. And I know the efforts behind the scenes continue.
Yes.
And wishing you the team all the best. Just a reminder, Trinidad and Tobago, you need to support this team. Beach soccer very much alive here in Trinidad and Tobago and growing as the years go by. In May 17th is the date, so put that in your calendar. Our national beach soccer team will be trying to qualify for the World Cup in Russia. The president of the Trinidad and Tobago Beach Soccer Association, Kyle Likwai, dropping by on the Ascension show. Kyle, you got to bring Ramiro, Coach Ramiro. We got to have him here on the show.
I already
started
put plans in place. He's in quarantine right now.
But
as soon as he comes out of quarantine, I want to make it a date to be on the show.
Soon as he comes out of quarantine, we will have Coach Ramiro right here on the Ascension show. We take a short break. When we come back, up and down the Ascension League.
The situation we have here is that these characters, and I refer to them as pests, right? What they are doing is destroying our country, but not on my watch. No street, no turf, no block shall belong to these cockroaches, right? It's no longer business as usual. Happy hour is over. If they don't fear God, at least they will fear Terminix.
Have you considered how your methods could impact on pests across the country?
I find we look after the rights of pests as opposed to the rights of the 1.3 million law-abiding citizens in Trinidad and Tobago. I wonder if Roach Ladden's son come here for the carnival, if you'll interview him, eh?
But how could you defend one shot, one kill?
What? You want me to throw a pillow at him?
I didn't say that.
No, well, if a roach jumps in front of you now, what will you do?
Run.
Oh, Jesus, Lord Father.
Pests bothering you? Call Terminix at 672-5007 or 672-0042 or visit our website at terminix.co.tt for a free quote and consultation. Join our fight against pests.
Get in the game with Ascension. Quality for champions.
Hey, Ascension! Premium quality and style make you stand out all the time. Ascension is quality for champions. Ascension fit is always right. Take your game to higher heights. Ascension got the quality for champions. So everybody say, hey, oh, we wearing Ascension when we play. To run out on the field in style. What's the brand that we want? Ascension. We wearing what we wearing is Ascension. Quality for a champion. Ascension. We wearing what we wearing is Ascension. Quality for a champion. Ascension. We wearing what we wearing is Ascension.
Get in the game with Ascension. Quality for champions.
Pests bothering you? Call Terminix at 672-5007 or 672-0042 or visit our website at terminix.co.tt for a free quote and consultation. Join our fight against pests.
Amante Del Cafe is located at Magnificent Mall, number 271 Southern Main Road, McBean, Couva. Amanzi Del Cafe. Happiness begins with brew. Lasso Free Maritime Limited provides boat storage, hull and launch, boat repairs, boat engine repairs, secured parking, 24-hour security, and extensive camera system, boat charters, boat rentals, and down the island parties. For more info, contact 634-1653. Lasso Free Maritime Limited, the best in marina services. Life's better on a boat.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Ascension Football Show. I'm Joel Villafana, and we are continuing up and down the Ascension. And today, we're going to focus a bit on referees. They have a very hard job, unforgivable at times. Their decisions, they have to make decisions, split-second decisions. It is not an easy job. But today, we want to look within the life of a referee. Why refereeing? Should you become a referee? And here with me to give us a bit of his story, his life as a referee, very experienced referee in the business locally here in Trinidad and Tobago. 15 years he has been at it. Referee Rashby McPhee with us. Welcome, Ref.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure to be on the program.
Good to see you out of black. But you guys in all kind of fancy colors these days. Referees now in all kind of fancy. Long ago, referees were only in black.
Yeah, well, we have to move with the times.
Now it's fancy colors.
Yeah, different colors or uniform. So we have to be distinguished.
Yeah.
We have to be separated from someone on the outside. They can look and they would be able to differentiate who are the referees and who are the players. Yeah. So that's the reason for the change.
Mr. McPhee, why did you become a referee?
While I was growing up, there were certain people that I saw doing refereeing, and it's something I always like. I always like the game. I played the game at a secondary school level. I went to Northeastern College and I played the game at secondary school level. And after that, I never really excel. You know, there are the players who would excel and those would just phase out of the game. And I had colleagues who went on to play with the national team, but I wasn't as fortunate as them. And having a passion for the game, you know, I took the second best thing to the game, which was the technical aspect of the game. And hence the reason I became a referee.
So it was your love and passion for the game, even after you played the game?
Even after I played the game.
Your love and passion for the game
still remained, and it led me down that path.
Yeah. Refereeing, as I mentioned to the top, not an easy job, not an easy task, but it's something that, despite the challenges, people like yourself take on and put yourselves out there to make the hard decisions in the game.
The hard decisions in the game, and definitely it's hard decisions. What people do not appreciate is the fact that we are the person who are charged with the responsibility of adjudicating the game. All right? If you look at it, you have your team, the opponent have their team, and we are the team of referees. Your team, you would want your team to win. The other coach would want his team to win. But we are the people who are there just to observe. We do not decide who wins the game. Who wins the game is who desire or wants the game more than which other team. So we are just there to observe. But at times, the public, the coaches, even players would try to get the referee involved too much in the game. And when I say too much in the game, not the adjudicating part, but then they would want you to make decisions and make calls that is going to satisfy their team. So basically, our job is really a tough job. We have to make decisions split second. Trinidad and Tobago, we haven't reached that stage as yet where we could go and ask for the
VAR.
Yeah, the VAR.
I was coming to that, but as you brought it up,
we haven't reached that yet.
Yes.
You know, the VAR. So we are still in the stages where we have to make decisions solely on intuition, right, and our experiences on the field of play, and just at the end of the day, that gut feeling.
Yeah. So as you brought it up, let me deal with it one time. Yes, so in Trinidad and Tobago, we haven't had the exposure to VAR just yet. But what are your thoughts on it? You've seen it, I'm sure, in world football.
Again, again,
helping or hurting refereeing?
To me, I believe, that's my personal opinion, I feel it hurts the referee. It
hurts the referee?
Yeah, I feel it hurts the referee. You and I, we would look at the game differently. Yes, you're a professional referee. I am a professional referee. We are on the field. But you would see a call, a foul, differently, the way I would view a foul.
As a trained referee.
Yeah, as a trained referee. Although we are using the same law book, we did the same course, the application is something. And I have observed, looking at the VAR and looking at the team of referees that would be in the room, advising the referee on field, and sometimes the referee that was on the field got the decision correct. And the guys up in the room,
the video assistant
guys, yeah, they miss it, right? They miss it. And I think it takes away the element. You see, the element of human, being human, it takes away the element.
In this day and age of technology, though, I suppose there is no going back.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no going back. Once that video assistance is there, you know the scrutiny of everybody, the coach on the couch, the fan on the couch, everybody seeing the decision close up and feel that they are referee in the game.
And that's so, That's so because I could recall, most recently I was engaged in a match, and I called a penalty. And the coach on the other team, he was very upset. He was angry and hurled some slurs, but I ignored him. And after, when they look and where the player got struck, it was way above. You know, it was in his stomach area. And I mean, that is for a red card, a straight red. But I was lenient with the player. I spoke to the player, and I allowed the penalty and whatever. But someone seeing that, they would say, well, that referee, he doesn't know what he is doing. But you have to be in the situation to actually understand. You have to have a passion, and you have to have a feel for the game to make the calls.
Some players, you hear some players and some past players and so on, see things, and when criticizing referees, they may want to say, well, you Mr. Referee, never played this game, so you may not understand this as a call, or why this should be a foul, why this should not be a foul. I've heard past players speak.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But
how do you respond to that as a referee?
I would not go into any talk with them. Maybe after the game, and they ask a question in a respectable and polite manner, they may get a response. But generally, I have played the sport, and I have a feel for it. I would know body language, attitude, eye contact. They are all signals that a player has intention to do another player or commit a foul, actually, against another player. So you would have that feel, you would know, you would know, you would see the aggression. So most of the people who would make comments, even some of the players, if it really gets under my skin, which very rare, I would let them know, plain and simple. Have you ever done a referee's course?
Because I was about to say that.
Yeah.
The referees see the game through
the eyes, the lens of the referee.
And not necessarily,
and exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So team A will see the game through the eyes of them.
And the opponent will see it.
The opponent will see the game through their eyes. And we, the referee, are charged with the responsibility to be fair.
Yes.
To be fair across the board. So if I call one infringement is committed against team A, I would call it. If the same infringement is committed against team B, I would call it. So there's no fear or favor when I am refereeing.
Looking at young referees and even people who may be looking on and thinking about getting involved in the field of refereeing, what would you say, Mr. McPhee, are some of the skill sets that you need? I mean, you know, if you say if you don't have patience, you can't be a teacher. Yes,
definitely.
What are some of the skill sets that will be needed if you are to become a successful referee?
For you to become a successful, as in any other sport, any other discipline, right? Any sport and discipline, one of the key elements, you must be disciplined. You must be disciplined. Refereeing is serious business. And my advice to young referees is that, one, you eat healthy, and generally, anyone, eat healthy, you exercise, because it is part and parcel of being a referee. When you are healthy and you are fit, then your mind, you are able to make the correct decisions, right? So coming into refereeing, it is a beautiful experience. There are challenges. Just as in life, we have challenges. But you have to know how to embrace the challenge and deal with it. Refereeing would help you develop your character as a young person. It will help you develop. It will help you develop patience, right? You will learn to be patient, because there are times you would go into the room. One of the pro teams, you would go into the room. They say, guys, 5 minutes, and they would be all over the place just doing what they want to do, and TV is waiting to do the game live, and people, they're just milling all around. So you have to have patience as one of the qualities you must have as a young referee. You must have a passion for the game, and you must be honest and fair. You must be truthful. And those are some of the qualities I would say would be needed to become not a good referee, but an excellent adjudicator of the game.
Rashby McPhee, thank you very much for joining us and sharing a bit of your story with us. Just finally before you go, if there are young people looking on, what would you suggest is the first step they take if they are interested in becoming a referee here?
Well, the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association, we have the Trinidad and Tobago Referees Association, and it's simple. You go, you fill out the forms. We have recruiting ever so often. The ad will run on the paper. It will run on social media. You go, you start off being a C-class referee. A C-class referee, you would go, when you pass the exam, it's not very hard. It's just basically, what it talks about is you would really focus on Law 12. Law 12 deals with fouls and misconduct. All right, and you pass the exam. After doing that, you would be an assistant referee, right, for a season or two. You would have people, they would come and look at your progress, and after you would do the B class. From the B class, then you would be thrown into the game. Sometimes some young referees, they completed the C class and they are thrown into the middle, right? But you would have guidance along the way. Yes, there's room for improvement and you would make errors, but that's just part of the game and part of humanity, being human. And from there you do the B class, and after the B class, then you are exposed to the A class, and after doing the A class examination, you now would be selected. You would have to do at least 50 games at the highest level, and then you would be selected to go to the international level. However, that has they have made some adjustments rather to that. So no longer would you leave being an A-class referee and be recommended to go to the panel as a FIFA referee. Now you have to go to CONCACAF. So you have to be a CONCACAF referee first. You have to be exposed to a lot of CONCACAF games, and they're the elite in FIFA. They would sit and look at you refereeing out, and they would look at you, and then they would make the recommendations for you to be international. But it's a lot of work, it's a lot of commitment, and once as you are disciplined, you can make it.
Ref, thanks a lot, my brother. Thanks a lot for sharing your story with us. Rashby McPhee, he is one of our top referees here in Trinidad and Tobago. 15 years he's been at it and sharing his story with us today on the Ascension Show. When we come back, much more. Don't go anywhere.
The situation we have here is that these characters, and I refer to them as pests, right? What they are doing is destroying our country, but not on my watch. No street, no turf, no block shall belong to these cockroaches, right? It's no longer business as usual. Happy hour is over. If they don't fear God, at least they will fear Terminix.
Have you considered how your methods could impact on pests across the country?
I find we look after the rights of pests as opposed to the rights of the 1.3 million law-abiding citizens in Trinidad and Tobago. I wonder if Roach Ladden's son come here for carnival, if you'll interview him, eh?
But how could you defend one shot, one kill?
What? You want me to throw a pillow at him?
I didn't say that.
No, well, if a roach jumps in front of you now, what will you do?
Run.
Oh, Jesus, Lord Father.
Pests bothering you? Call Terminix at 672-5007 or 672-0042 or visit our website at terminix.co.tt for a free quote and consultation. Join our fight against pests.
Get in the game with Ascension. Quality for champions.
Hey, Ascension! Ascension! Premium quality and style make you stand out all the time. Ascension is quality for champions. Ascension fit is always right. Take your game to higher heights. Ascension got the quality for champions. So everybody say, hey, oh, we wearing Ascension when we play. To run out on the field in style. What's the brand that we want? Ascension, Ascension, Ascension. We wearing what we wearing is Ascension. Quality for a champion. Ascension. We wearing what we wearing is Ascension. Quality for a champion. Ascension. We wearing what we wearing is Ascension.
Get in the game with Ascension. Quality for champions. Amante Del Cafe is located at Magnificent Mall, number 271 Southern Main Road, McBean, Couva. Amante Del Cafe. Happiness begins with brew. Lasso Frey Maritime Limited provides boat storage, hull and launch, boat repairs, boat engine repairs, secured parking, 24-hour security, and extensive camera system, boat charters, boat rentals, and down-the-island parties. For more info, contact 634-1653. Lasso Frey Maritime Limited, the best in marina services. Life's better on a boat.
Ike Andrews. I play for Terminix Locketa Rangers. I'm 24 years old. I kicked my first ball at 8 years old. When I first joined San Juan Jablote at the age of 8. Started playing with them U10. And I was there for like five years, went straight up. I got my first national team call up at 17. Yeah, and I played for the national teams and straight up to the senior level. Well, I wouldn't say I grew up rough. It was quite a challenge to come out of the bottom and keeping my head on the right track. And I didn't stray apart from football. I always had like some friends pushing me to be on the right track and on the right path. And so yeah, I wouldn't say I grew up rough. I didn't have it. It wasn't a challenge for me to come out. Football, it helped me a lot to keep on the right path, like keeping out of trouble and using most of my time. It was occupying most of my time. So that helped me a lot to be the person I am today and reach where I am. Leroy Spanner was a coach. Like he was scouting like players in the ghetto. Yeah, like players who, you know, have it hard, and he saw me, and he thought that he saw some in me, so he gave me a chance. Yeah, and I took the opportunity. From playing home, I see what I had, what I can do, and I knew that I had the capability to reach far. So I started, and I just never turned back or turned away from the game. At Jablote, we won the youth league, the U17 league, for 3 years straight. And from there, I went to the senior team, which is a pro team. I played with them for like 2 years, but it wasn't successful at winning the league. From Jablote, I went to W Connection for 2 years. My contract at Jablote had finished, and I decided I wanted to try like a better team, and better surroundings and stuff. So I went to W Connection on a trial, and they took me, and they offered me a contract, and I took it. I built my game a lot. Yeah, they were professional in what they do, football-wise. Yeah. I'm a winger. I play at both sides, any side, and I can also play right wing back. But I prefer right wing. My strengths in the game are dribbling, crossing, and shooting. They are my main 3 strengths. From W Connection, I was offered a 2-week trial with Toronto FC in Miami, Florida. I went on the trial. I was successful. They offered me a 2-year contract. I accepted, and I was there for 2 years. Playing abroad is a totally different atmosphere. From down here, the game, the intensity, the surroundings, everything is much, much different. It wasn't difficult. I took like 2 months to adapt like to the weather. The weather was the most difficult part. Yeah, and from there, I started adapting. I fit in like everyone else. My contract had finished, and I wasn't offered a new one, so I came back home. I came to Movan, Caledonia for 1 season, and from there I came to Terminix Locketa Rangers. At Terminix Rangers, they seek the best interests in their players. We are the only team training in the country so far, preparing for the upcoming leagues. We are the only club that have our own facilities. We are the only club that was paid throughout the pandemic due to the COVID. I mean, everything here is just professional. Everything a footballer could ask for, we have it here. So it's just to come out and do your job, and that's it. The first time I got called up for the national team was in 2018. That's against Panama, where I earned my first cap for Trinidad and Tobago. And from there, I got called up 4 times after that. I have 5 caps in all. Yeah, it was a tough challenge, but I was there. I do my part, and I got called up, and yeah, I scored my first goal for the national senior team in 2019 against Nicaragua in Nicaragua. Yeah, that was my first goal for the senior team, the men's senior team. It was one of the best feelings I've ever had since playing the game. My goals and ambitions going forward now is to keep my head up and try to build myself and keep doing the best I can.
Welcome back. Time to swing into what we call Coach's Corner. And for that, I toss to my man, Ansel Elcock.
Thanks, Joel. Today we're speaking about body positioning. I think as defending is in the number one basic thing you should know as a defender. Your stance, your shape, your position on the field. Is the basic thing is the only thing that a defender, without that, it don't make sense of being a defender. The correct position of defending is according to where the defender is and the type of player you're playing against. Yeah. Well, most teams nowadays play 4-3-3 with the left footer on the right side or the right footer vice versa. As a wing back, yeah, you need to know the type of player you're playing against and who you're playing against, if he's left footed, if he's right footed, if he's fast, if he's skillful, and that sort of thing. And you can tell from doing your homework before the game, because in the 20th century, no one should go on a field now knowing, you know, and guessing, yeah. So the shape of a wing back should be 45 degrees, basically, from the ball. Yeah? So you can see the ball and the man, yeah? According to where exactly you are on the field. So basically, you wouldn't be playing right back and the left-sided player playing against is right-footed. So you want to send him down the line, right? Because that is your strong point, yeah? Because he's coming on to your strong foot. So you actually want to overcommit towards your goal so that he could commit and go down the line, yeah? Because you don't want him to cut back inside on a strong foot. Because when he the gifted players and then will just clip it towards the far post, yeah? Today, to go through the body shape, you'll be assisted by Javon. Today, what we're trying to do is to get the proper body structure and the body shape towards proper defending, yeah? So basically what I need you to do is to go in like this, number one, so you can see the player, not flat-footed, but on your toes, so you can go either left side or right side, right? So basically, you're going like this, right? So you can see, yeah, you can see here, and come back here, and this is to recover. So you're going both sides, yeah? Yeah. Good, back straight, yeah, look up, good. Look up, always keep looking at the ball, yeah? Next side now. Yeah, facing out because good, good, good. Again. Keep looking at the ball, good, good. Don't look at your foot, always keep looking at the ball because every time you move, the ball moves, right? So just keep focusing on the ball, that white ball there. Keep focusing on it. Hey, next side. And good. Same foot movement, just this one is a little longer. Yeah? So, yeah, good. 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 So basically what we're doing, we're shuttling towards the man. The man here, you shuttle here, the ball move, you move back here. So you're keeping the same body structure, same position. So in case you have to go left or right or forward, you're well balanced. Right. Good. But hold on, one thing there. Now, if I'm playing against this guy outside here, I don't want to send him inside here unless he's right-footed, right? So if I'm you, I'm coming this way. So I can see the man here, yeah? Come around here, then come back here. So you're facing this way all the time. Because remember the ball is on your side, yeah? Go ahead. Good. 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 That's a wrap for Coach's Corner for today. Back to you, Joan.
All right, that's going to do it, folks, for another Ascension Football Show. Thanking all the guests for dropping by. Join us here every week for the Ascension Football Show.